Hello class, welcome to Unit 5 of Principles of Corporate Governance and Ethics. At the end of this unit, you should be able to understand how to manage ethics, understand ethical theories, learn how to develop an ethics program. Session 1. Managing an ethics program in the workplace. The ethical responsibilities required of a manager. At the end of this session, you should be able to understand how to manage an ethics program, the importance of managers and businesses in having an ethics program, understand the benefits of an ethics program in the organization. How managers can promote ethics in an organization. 1. By the support of top managers who have strong ethical climate. So what we mean by before you can implement any policy that is ethical in the organization, you need the support of the top managers to give you the ethical clearance, the ethical backing. So these people should also have strong ethical climate in their individual lives, and how they work in the organization, how they carry about the duties should be full of ethical behavior. Ethics codes and training programs is important. You need to train your employees, the people in the organization, on what you want, on how you want them to act ethically in the organization. Then you have to make sure that the ethic codes are available at Vantage Points and employees have a copy each. Reward ethical behavior. It is important that when someone does something ethical, you reward the person. This will motivate the person to keep being ethical. Protect whistleblowers. In this sense, what you mean is if something unethical is going on and someone comes to tell you in secrecy, in confidence, in privacy, you have to protect the person, go under investigation, and really know what is going on in the organization so you can take action against the unethical behavior. Establish an ethics management program. The ethics management program is made up of values, policies, and activities which impact the propriety of organization behaviors. So propriety, what is the property of the organization? What are the values of the organization? What is the price? What is the existence? On what do we exist as an organization? That is important in the program that you have to develop. So you have to establish an ethics management programs made up of values, policies, activities, and the impacts of propriety of organization behaviors. Ethics programs can be managed by establishing organizational rules to manage ethics, scheduling ongoing assessments of ethics requirements, establishing required operating values and behaviors, aligning organizational behaviors with operating values, developing awareness and sensitivity to ethical issues, integrating ethical guidelines to decision making, facilitating ongoing evaluation and updates to the program, helping convince employees that attention to ethical means is very important and needs to be done to improve organizational public image. So these are some of the ways that the programs of organization can be managed. You make sure that you set your rules, organizational rules, who is supposed to manage the ethics. You schedule assessments at repetitive intervals to see how the ethical conduct is being inculcated in the organization. You establish required operating values and behavior. What are the top values that you want your organization to practice as a part of its culture or its policy? Align the behaviors with operating values. Your operating values is very important, so that you have to align it with organizational behavior. You have to develop awareness, make it known that this is your ethics, this is your code of conduct. Integrate ethical guidelines in decision making. So ethical decision making is very important. Structure mechanisms to resolve ethical dilemmas. Ethical dilemmas are very important. An organization has to take notes so that it can avoid any consequences of making an ethical decision when you are faced with an ethical dilemma. Facilitate ongoing evaluation and updates, and know that Inculcate in organization in the employees that ethical programs can help promote organizational image. Highlights ethics tools, resolving ethical dilemmas. Remember what ethical dilemmas are. When you are faced with two or more options to choose for a particular ethical decision that you have to make. However, these decisions that you could make or the options that you have may be unethical or even illegal in the situation that you find yourself in. So now let's look at examples of ethical conflicts and what they are. So we have significant value conflicts among differing interests. So an ethical dilemma could occur when there's significant value conflicts. So people have different values, different interests. So in a situation, there's going to be ethical dilemma. Then we have real alternatives that are equality justifiable. So you have some alternatives that you have. However, all the options that you have are equally justifiable. So you don't know what to choose or what not to choose. Then we have significant consequences or stakeholders in the situation. So what are the significant consequences on stakeholders? What do you do? What is a stakeholder going to benefit if you make a particular decision that is ethical or not? So we have methods of resolving ethical dilemmas. We have organizations should develop and document a procedure for dealing with ethical dilemmas. It is very important that an organization develops these books, documents that they can refer to, policies, put vantage places, the codes of conduct, and have training and development on how to deal with unethical or ethical situations. Ethical dilemmas should be resolved by a group within the organization. Sometimes it is important. We say two heads are better than one. So you can't say you alone are the one who knows what is ethical to be done, though you have a policy that you can refer to. Sometimes these ethical issues need you to go deep into or out of the box to think as if you are the person something has happened to. So when that happens, you can think in a group to ensure efficiency and ethical decision making. Steps or methods of decision making. The impulsive decision maker. Here, the people that are impulsive in decision making only recognize something as rules or something as bad only if they get punished for. So if someone is doing something and you don't punish the person, even if it is unethical, the person thinks is the right thing. So that person has to be punished before it dawns on him or her that this is the wrong thing. They always treat people as a means to an end. So they are abusers, they use you, they manipulate you, they are selfish, and they do these things in order to what? Achieve something that is beneficial to them. The self-protective decision makers obey rules only when it is to their advantage. So someone is going to obey rules only if it is to their advantage. The conformists. These people internalize the rules and obey them without question. They conform to rules and regulation without having to be punished or having to think that is to their advantage. The conscious decision makers, they have a sense of responsibility and mutual obligation. So this person knows I shouldn't do this. I have an obligation to this person. This is my responsibility. So they work accordingly to their responsibility and obligations. The autonomous decision maker is someone with a behavior or behaves with an expression of moral principles. So individually, the person behaves based on his or her moral principles. So the integrated, they reconcile their inner conflicts with external demands. So this person, okay, so this is what I know, but this is what is expected of me. Okay, let me align it and see. Then a person what reconciles what he knows with what is demanded of him or her. We have come to the end of this session. We have learned about how managers can promote ethics in an organization and resolve ethical dilemmas. We also identified the steps or methods of decision making in an organization.